Before going to the SAS windowing environment, so in today's session, I'll be covering the SAS windowing environment. So before going to that, we'll just go through the SAS overview, which we have discussed in the last session. And the SAS overview, SAS stands for Statistical Analysis Software System, as we discussed. And it was created in the year 1960 by the SAS Institute. SAS is platform independent, which means you can run SAS on any operating system, either Linux or Windows. SAS is driven by SAS programmers who use several sequences of operations on the SAS datasets to make proper reports for data analysis. So basically, SAS works on large datasets to perform the below tasks accordingly, like data management, statistical analysis, report formation with perfect graphics, business planning, operation research, and project management, quality improvement, application development, data extraction, data transformation, data updating, and modification. So SAS innovators started thinking of data, that how can we turn data into intelligence. SAS uses data and math to answer business questions, discover relationships, predict unknown outcomes, and automate decisions. So, for more details, you can visit this Wikipedia, where you can get more information about this SAS overview and the SAS software. So now let's understand the core understanding of uh, working in SAS, the SAS windowing environment. This is the graphical user interface that helps us write, execute, and review our SAS programs. So, and if you see the log, editor, output, result, explorer window, so we'll go one by one and let's understand the importance of these windows. The editor window. So we start with the editor window. So this is where we write a SAS code. So whether it's a data step or a proc step, the editor is your coding workspace. I'll show you the layout of this, or the interface of this environments. But let's just briefly understand what are these windows. And next, log window. So once the code is executed, the log window shows you what happened behind the scenes. It logs the process, highlights errors, warnings, and tells you if the code ran successfully or not. And so let's see log window. So the log window displays messages about your SAS session and any programs that you submit. You should always plan on checking this window after running a program. So in this window, if you observe, we can check the notes, which means you can see them in the blue highlighted text, and warnings and errors. Warnings in green, for example, 14 to 116, assuming the symbol data was misspelled as dat dot. So there is a glitch, or there's a misspelled code written here. So that's why it's showing errors, warnings, and notes. And it is important to check every time the log window after running the program, so that we can have a proper understanding about the execution of your program. So whenever you write the program, and after writing the program, we need to check each and every line, and each and every the punctuation marks and everything, and even case sensitive things as well. So once you check, and when you execute that, you'll get the complete picture of that execution in the log window. So where you get warnings, errors, notes. So as you can see in the picture, the above picture, it is showing the warnings, errors, and notes. So notes will be shown in blue color, and errors will be shown in the red color, and warnings will be in green color. So we need to remember few things here. So when you are checking the log window, so the data proc steps that appear in your program are printed in black. So if you observe in the above window, above picture, so the codes which we have written are in the black. So if you observe, except the blue, green, and red, you'll see black text as well. That black text represents your code. And notes that SAS wants to report to you are printed in blue. So whatever you are observing on the screen that are in blue color, which are in log window, those are notes. And warnings that SAS to draw to your attentions are printed in green. So if you observe green lines, the green warning one, so 14 to 169, right? So there you have misspelled. Data was written as DAT, so which is incorrect. The keyword should be written in a meaningful way, which is already predefined by SAS. So data, that is data, not DAT. So it is giving you the warning saying data was misspelled as date dot. So and errors that causes has to about running your program are printed in red. So whenever the program is aborted, like it is stopped running, that means you have an error in the log window. So if you observe error, files as help dot s slash dot data does not exist. So in the editor window, you have written something which is incorrect. So that is why it is throwing some errors, warnings, and notes. So this is about log window and editor window. So the most important one, the editor window is where you type in your SAS programs. It allows you to perform standard editing tasks such as entering, editing, and submitting your programs. So this is the editor window. If you observe the above picture, that is, we call it as editor window, and where you can write your programs and you can edit your programs, and even you can submit your programs. So in this editor window, you can also open previously saved SAS programs, and so as well as save new SAS programs. We have written a procs or data, a patch of code here. This can be saved, and even if you have saved codes, those can be opened in this editor window in the single session. And after you have typed in your SAS program and are satisfied that it meets all the syntax requirement discussed above, you can click on the run or execute your program by clicking on the running man icon. You can observe a running man here, right? So if you click on that symbol, so the program start running. And if you observe, the programs are printed in black, and comments that you want to write are printed in green. So here we are telling about the below program sorting the data sets. We are sorting the data, so that's why we are just commenting. We are giving a comment that user can understand easily. So in editor window, the green text is showing about comments, and if you observe the blue lines like proc sort data here, out, and by run, so these are all SAS syntaxes. So these will be highlighted in blue color, otherwise these will be in black color only. So this is about editor window and the most important window in the SAS environment, where you can write your codes and you can edit and submit. And the output window, so this is where the results of your processors such as tables and summaries appears in a plain text format. You can observe this picture. The output window is where the printable results from your program appear. So whatever the program that you have written in the editor window, once you click on that running man button, it will start execute, and once the execution is completed, it will print the results in the output window. So it is positioned behind the log and editor window. You can observe, right? It is positioned behind uh, editor and log window until there is output to display. So if there is no output to display, then it will be behind the log and editor window. So when it automatically opens or moves to the front of your display. So note, though that not all the SAS programs create output in the output window. If you create HTML output, for example, it can be viewed in the internal SAS browser called the results viewer window. And if you create a graph, it will appear in a separate graph window. So there are multiple windows like results, output, graphic. So you can learn about these windows. There are few differences between these windows. You can learn in upcoming sessions. This is about output window and result window. The result window serves much like a table of contents of your output, like a structured a tree view of all the outputs. So it makes it easier to navigate and access different parts of your output, especially for large projects. Or for example, if you see in the picture, the result window opened here, right? Here we have student data and the student data print. It has been running 2 times because we have run it 2 times. And if you click on any of this the print, it will opens you the separate result window. You know, and the results window is empty until you submit a SAS program that create output. Then it moves to the front of your display. So this is how the result window works. There is a slight difference between result, output, and graphic windows. So I will explain you in detail in the upcoming sessions. For now, you can have a little bit knowledge about this little result window and the explorer window. So this Explorer window, this acts like a file navigator, so where you can access libraries, datasets, and files, making it simple to manage your data resources. You can observe this picture, like you can see libraries, file shortcuts, favorite folders, this PC. So this Explorer window allows you to easily view and manage your SAS files, which are stored in SAS data libraries. And SAS Explorer is like Windows Explorer. In that, it allows SAS files of all types, like libraries, datasets, catalogs, and host files. So this to be viewed and manipulated. So it is accessed and displayed by selecting Explorer from the view and menu. So each of these windows plays a critical role in the SAS workflow, and together they form an efficient and powerful development environment. So mastering this interface is the first step in becoming a proficient SAS. So we will meet in the next session. Thank you.